Hello, dear Dario. That is my summary about the article. The title is Content and Language, Integrated Learning, Clil. Consideration in the Colombian Context 1. The author is Jason Rodriguez Ponces, that was made in the University Central Colombia. The first point is related to the main aims that I consider. As you can see, that's some ideas about the CLIL. It's in the dual focus aims, but are always is a comedy that related that is important context also in the language. The foreign language act as a vehicle for learning. That is important, that how we can use the foreign language, in this case English, to learn another subjects. Another point, another important point, no matter the proficiency level as a result, it's important to highlight this idea. That's important is how the students learn this particular subject and how they increase the vocabulary, how they increase the level of the speaking. Next, it's focused on the interdisciplinary curriculum or cross-curricular planning. That is important because the English and other subjects involved in one idea. And for example, that in the example says that the English, how we can relate the contents of the English, how we can relate with the other subjects. Contents are used as meaningful medium to learn and use the language communicatively. It's a similar idea, like how we can use the English to learn something about the other subjects. How we can use this vocabulary in the communicative way. Contributes to the growth of the intercultural knowledge. That is important. How use CLIL to increase this intercultural knowledge related, for example, our city, or for example, our country. The students can learn about that. Consideration when implement CLIL. In this case, it's important to highlight some ideas that are related to that. For example, language teachers teaching content need to be trained to the core subject. That is related how the teacher needs to prepare to the specific subject in English. That is important. Another, CLIL promotes real cooperation between teachers from different areas or departments as well as collaborative teaching. That's also an important idea, but the teacher need to collaborate with other teachers in different areas to increase our knowledge. In this case, the teacher improve their practice in the classroom. Another, careful planning, meaningful learning, gradation, content, assessment according to the student background and education need. That's important when the planning to the class, when the planning the curriculum. These aspects related to the background and educational needs of the students, we need to take in the correct place the content and the level of the language. Another ideas, CLIL primary school will be beneficially allowed to the students to study another language high school of the university. That's the point, or in this case, the consideration. The CLIL is a good idea for primary school. Students increase language instruction time while acquiring new concept. That's another important point. When the students learn vocabulary, learn definition, they increase the language instruction. Teaching subject content in foreign language make the used language more contextualized and real and meaningful for students. That's another point related to the main concepts, is how the students develop a meaningful learning. Yeah, use is authentic and much more meaningful for students, and consequent motivation increase. In this case, when the student feel a good class, when they feel and development in his skill, they feel motivated. Yeah, that is and the reason in this case says and the correct curriculum based on the backgrounds. In terms of the language content, material needs to be chosen according to the social contents and the student level and interest. That's the picture. As you can see, that's we can find different interests of our student. That teacher need to choose the correct materials. And we have a difference between in the English as a foreign language and the Clil. For example, in this case, English and the foreign language, the topics are predetermined by interest or age related to the factors. In one unit, maybe a student can be talking about their friendships, and in the next one about the global warming. That's a different topic, no? Another, in the English as a foreign language class, the contents are disposable and they are served to introduce or practice a linguistic objective. And they are not goals themselves. And the Clil. Students are using the language meaningfully, and the higher connectivity skills are being developed. In this case, it's related to the Bloom taxonomy. For example, analyze, argue, compare, judge, and categorize. That is related on the higher level of cognitive skill. Develops an oral communication skill and cultural awareness. That is related to when the students learn about their culture. Educators need to be trained on how to address different topics, on how to plan lessons for diversity on multiple skills. That is related how the teacher needs to prepare their class. In this case, for diversity, multi-level skills. And the final point related to the Clil, teacher need to guidance how to assess the students when the focus is content, but means and language. Is when you improve both content and language. Implement Clil in different educational contents. In this case, we can find the different age and stage. Let's check. It can be used not only in elementary or high school settings. That's important. Another environment. On the grade programs in this case, since the students take some of the subject or they majors in English. That's the Clil we can implement. Some universities are offering bilingual teacher preparation programs that is related to the specific career. Educational and background influence in the learning approach. That is important. The different backgrounds. That's as said, the different backgrounds. Another, it has been implemented gradually. That is important. Gradually, scaffolding, step by step. Student background influence learning context, and require both subject and language teacher working hand in hand in order to complement each other in the same class. That is important, no? Both the subject and language teacher working hand in hand. Conditions in Latin America, students' mobility or the skill resource that is related to the difference. Professional training teacher receive, we can see a different teachers with the low level and teacher with the high level preparation related to the big cities and the small cities, related to the countryside. The content to the private and public institution is different. That's another different. For example, the average number of the hours of foreign language, for example, in public school in Colombia, that is the context of the Colombia, they have 4 hours per week, the English classes. In this case, in private school is 8 hours. And we have another point related to the government policies that need to adjust. Some subjects basically prepare in the foreign language. The teacher, they don't have the preparation. And that is, for me, how we can use the Clil, how we can take away the Clil. That is an adequate and target language competence. That is important when the teacher needs to prepare. They prepare every day, and they need to improve. Teachers need to improve our levels. Adequate subject knowledge, that is important, related to how we can scaffold in different age, how we can implement in different age the CLIL. Adequate materials in the target language as another, the resource, the materials, the links, the contents. We need to adjust to different levels. Explicit institutional and national policy, that is important. Obviously, the government needs to implement the resource, the support to the teacher, to the schools. And teacher cooperation, another point important, because the teachers, different subject, they can work together to into collaborative work. In this case, is the exchange knowledge, and obviously the teachers can improve their level in different areas. That's all, in my opinion, Dario. I hope to like my summary in my case. Thank you. Goodbye.